I guess somewhere markets are also worried about what will happen to the political uncertainty now. What will happen to the BJP and their allies, given that Chandrababu Naidu clearly has tweeted that he's very unhappy with the current setup. Is this a big change for the current establishment, or this is just posturing and things would settle down once TDP find their way out? So we'll take that story forward with N. Ram, senior journalist now. Ram, good morning and thank you for joining us. Do you think this time it is more than war of words from Chandrababu Naidu?
Yes, I think it's more than war of words because resource transfer is involved, and the central government has played hardball, Arun Jaitley virtually accusing the TDP government of not fulfilling requirements and so on. But I think Chandrababu Naidu, Chief Minister Naidu, has a very strong case here because, the way the split occurred, the bifurcation occurred, just left out there, they had to have a new capital and so on. And here's a man who has major ambition. So I think it's very serious. But it is a process of negotiation. That's what it is. And I think you'll see more of it as the Lok Sabha election approaches. It's not just posturing, it's not just a war of words. I think it's hard negotiation. He's not decided finally, and the TDP can't really go on with Congress and so on. So its options are limited. But it's a critical situation right now, and it will play out.
Mr. Ram, do you think the BJP will end up doing a self-goal if they don't keep their allies happy? Because 2019 now is less than 18 months away, and who knows which way the wave could move and how things could turn and evolve before 2019?
Yes, I fully agree with you. I think it is a difficult situation for them because they would like to at least replicate, to their standpoint, 2014, where they got 31% of the popular vote, and one big, because of certain factors, they're able to concentrate their gains and so on, in particular strongholds. Whether that can be replicated, there should be a big question mark before then. They may have won the Northeast, but they have concerns in their strong states, the Hindi-speaking states, and maybe elsewhere as well. And TDP is a major ally, it's a very important ally, and you find that in Telangana, Chief Minister Rao has floated an idea of a front and so on. All these should be cause for concern. Much depends on how Karnataka goes, but the TDP, the BJP has relatively few allies in the whole South. And if TDP goes, I think it's going to be a big blow. So you can't say yet it's an own goal because the decision has not been made. And as I said, it's a process of hard negotiations. But I think these concerns will only intensify as the Lok Sabha election approaches.
Mr. Ram, Chandrababu Naidu has also said that two TDP ministers, that's Ashok Gajapati Raju as well as Y.S. Chaudhary, are going to resign tomorrow from the cabinet. How do you think the BJP is going to react? Because I'm sure they understand how critical TDP is in the math for them to be able to reach the goal in 2019. How do you think they're going to react? Or is this all talk to deaf ears?
No, I think this is a well-modulated approach by a very shrewd politician. He said he did not decided to pull out of the NDA, but this could be a first step. So I would expect the BJP to reach out and talk to them, but if they take a hard stance, then I think it's going to get worse. So I suppose Amit Shah and company will have some talks with TDP leaders. It's not enough to talk to the people in Delhi and so on. They'll have to reach out to Chandrababu Naidu. So I'd expect some kind of line to open right now to negotiate it, and let's wait and see. But this is, I think, a very well-modest step-by-step approach. Not something done in anger, and I think it's being handled very well by a shrewd political leader, Chief Minister Naidu.
Do you think there's scope for truce, though? Because Chandrababu Naidu this time around seems pretty determined. He's saying that this is the last chance that we gave the BJP. He called out to the Prime Minister only to be not heard. And he's saying categorically that what Arun Jaitley wanted, Arun Jaitley categorically saying that his comments suggested that they're asking for too much. Does it seem like there's scope for truce?
I don't know. Because he made 29 visits. Of course, there's a maximalist position and what would be reasonably accepted. But this state, I think you're putting yourself in his shoes. It's not just posturing, because he really needs these resources. He needs this special treatment of Andhra Pradesh, as we call it. It cannot be equated with other states, because after the bifurcation, which he thinks was very unjust and done without, in haste, without proper consultation. He's spoken eloquently on these issues. So I think there's a real case here for special treatment. But whether they can meet his full demand or not, they should be able to, treat it as a special case. Whichever government is in power, it's going to be a challenge. But I think he has a very strong case here because he has no capital. He said, I don't go to Hyderabad. Because of what has happened, and I really have to meet this challenge, and he's working very hard for that.
Yeah, seems to be the case. Ram, thanks so much for taking the time out and speaking with us today and really giving perspective. This is an important development, and one must, and I'm sure everyone in the market as well is monitoring this event very closely, because the big question and the threat that it poses is that does this pose a challenge to BJP's numbers count for 2019? So that really is going to be the big question now. We're going to take a very quick break on that.